That's what Canadian politics is a bunch of career politicians pretending to fight over values while voting in lockstep to subsidize oil companies, criminalize Indigenous land defenders or anti-genocide protesters, to back every NATO war possible, and to keep the financialized housing system going, keep the real estate bubble going. Every time Canada elects a new Speaker of the House, we all get to watch this little play. The winner of the secret ballot stands up, pretending to be surprised or horrified. They bow, they wave their arms, they shake people's hands, oh no, not me. And then the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition grab them by each arm and literally drag them to the Speaker's chair. Well, MPs cheer, clap, and go on about how bipartisanship is a beautiful reflection of Canada's democracy. It's cute, but it's also like a very great window into how politics in Canada is just straight up unadulterated kayfabe. That's what it is. It's pure kayfabe. Like in pro wrestling, kayfabe is the fake reality that everyone agrees to believe. The rivalries, the rage, the drama, it's all scripted, but you pretend it's real because you like the show. And Canadian politics works in the exact same way. This speaker ritual really serves as the opening act of the legislative session. It tells you everything you need to know. The people running this place aren't adversaries. Look at Carney, pat Scheer on the back, they shake hands, get all along, and then they go back to pretending that they're opposition. They do it. We'll watch in a second what happens here later on, and how Scheer, after them shaking hands, like literally like 8 minutes later, he goes on the hard attack against the Liberals and against Carney. It's just, yeah, they're not adversaries. They're like co-stars on the top of the card. Historically, the way that it worked and the way that this ritual comes to exist is that being the speaker literally used to be like a dangerous thing. Like back in medieval England, the speaker would be the one who would bring Parliament's demands to the king. And if the king wasn't okay with what Parliament demanded, he could have the speaker executed. So candidates would have to be like physically pushed forward to be the speaker. And that's where this mock reluctance comes from. But in Canada, obviously, no one's going to be beheaded. This is a settler colonial constitutional monarchy, right? The democratic constitutional monarchy, where the stakes for the political elite are never personal, right? The rituals of politics survives not because it reflects danger, but it maintains that illusion that Parliament is adversarial, that the PM and the opposition leader dragging the speaker to the chair is a balance of power moment. It's a handshake. It's a show of unity, not opposition. That's what Canadian politics is a bunch of career politicians pretending to fight over values while voting in lockstep to subsidize oil companies, criminalize Indigenous land defenders or anti-genocide protesters, to back every NATO war possible, and to keep the financialized housing system going, keep the real estate bubble going. You think Scheer and Carney are enemies? They have a symbiotic relationship at the top of the card who cut different promos to work different crowds. And this speaker drag ritual is their pre-match handshake. This is why nothing ever changes in Canadian politics. Electoral reform, climate change, Indigenous rights, they all get stage time, and in the end, they all get jobbed out. And the real decisions happen backstage, off camera, in the boardrooms. And it's not because this is some like crazy conspiracy, right? It's because everyone in the ring knows who's writing the scripts. And that's Bay Street, fossil fuel lobbyists, U.S. foreign policy handlers. And it's a show that's been running essentially since 1867. The new attire, same finish. So the speaker dragging tradition, it's a tradition that really demonstrates the illusion of democracy. It's a kayfabe ceremony. That's literally what it is. It kicks off another season of the empty spectacle of Canadian politics. And the only thing real about this is the message that it's sending. And I'm going to play what happens shortly after this ritual here. And it's, like I said, it's kayfabe. Never expect a real fight in this chamber. The people who run it are all on the same team, and anything that becomes anything that is adversarial is all theatrical. And what the real reality is like what you're more seeing here, which is it's just a bunch of frat boys and girls in a big club that you're not in. The question isn't whether the show is fake, it's whether you're still like seeing it at, like, if you're still buying, like, the question is still whether you have the willing suspension of disbelief, if you're still marking out for it, or if you finally decide to jump the rail and go do something about it. Because that's where we're at with politics. Like, the only thing that these politicians fear is bad PR. They don't answer to anyone, no God, no king, and certainly not the public. And to make people feel that way is to have the types of rituals that Carney is taking part of, with going to see the Pope, inviting the king, this bipartisan ritual. It's all the same shit. So I want to play what happens here. It's pretty funny. Like, if you actually watch how this works, it gives a really good view of just the mask comes off for 1 second and then it doesn't. And yeah, it's worth watching. Whoops. See, watch here. Shake hands. It's all fun.
Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much. Thank you.